Hi friends, in the previous lecture we have seen the simple harmonic motion and the derivation of composition of two simple harmonic motions of the same period and in the same straight line and composition of two simple harmonic motions of the same period in perpendicular directions. Okay, so in today's lecture we are going to see a simple problem based on the first type, that is the two simple harmonic motions of the same period and in the same straight line. So we are going to derive the resultant part of that. So we'll read the question. Show that the resultant of two simple harmonic motions in the same direction and equal periodic time, the amplitude of one being twice that of the other, and its phase a quarter of a period in advance. It's a simple harmonic motion of amplitude root 5 times that of the first, and whose phase is in advance of the first by tan inverse of 2 by 2 pi of a period. So read the question once again. They have given there are two simple harmonic motions and they are in the same directions and of equal period time. Okay. So we can write, we are going to find the resultant solution. So we should prove that the resultant of two simple harmonics of same direction of equal periodic time, they've given some condition. The first one is the amplitude of the first one. The amplitude of the first one is equal to 2 into the amplitude of the second one. So if I am taking the amplitude of the one is A1 and or else A2, right? And the amplitude of the other is I can consider that as A2, okay? So being twice they have given, they are not given that is A1 because they didn't mention that is first one, okay? So amplitude of the one equal to 2 into amplitude of the other, right? Then the second condition they have given it is the phase difference, okay? The phase is a quarter of a period, okay? So the phase difference equal to quarter, that is 1 by 4th of the period, right? So we should know what is amplitude notation and phase difference, what is period, everything, okay? So before that, you just turn the pages and you just recall the things which we learned about the composition of two simple harmonic motion in the same direction of equal periodic time. So we have derived the condition that composition of two simple harmonic motion, okay, of the same period same directions then the displacement x is equal to a cos of root mu t plus epsilon, provided epsilon is the phase and capital A is nothing but the amplitude, that is a combination of the amplitude, that is for the first simple harmonic motion it is amplitude A1, and for the second one it is A2, so combination of these two will be considered as capital A, you know that. So we consider there are two displacement of two simple harmonic motions, so let x1 is equal to A1 cos of root mu t plus epsilon 1 and x2 is equal to a2 cos of root mu t plus epsilon 2, right? They have a different phase, so it is first one is epsilon 1, the second one is epsilon 2. Mark it as equation 1 and 2. So from the first condition they have given that amplitude of the one is equal to 2 into amplitude of the other. So I can consider the amplitude of the one is A2. So it is 2 into amplitude of the other A1. So we know that x1, x2 are displacement, A1, A2 are amplitude, epsilon 1, epsilon 2 are two different phases, and period is nothing but 2 pi by root nu. We have learned all these things in the very basic definitions, simple harmonic motion and some of the definitions, right? So from the first condition, okay, I can say this as condition 1, C1. So from C1, we can derive that amplitude of the one equal to 2 into amplitude of the other, right? So mark it as equation 3. And from the second condition, that is C2, so C2 is nothing but condition 2. So in the condition 2, phase difference is equal to 1 by 4 into period. Phase difference, we have two phases, epsilon 1 and epsilon 2. So the difference can be written as epsilon 2 minus epsilon 1 divided by root mu, that is equal to 1 by 4 into period. Period is nothing but 2 pi by root mu. Okay, this root mu and root mu will get cancelled. 2 and 4 will get cancelled, remaining you will get pi. So it will be pi by 2. From this you can write epsilon 2 is equal to pi by 2 plus epsilon 1. Mark it as equation 4. So from the given condition, we derived A2 is equal to 2A1 and epsilon 2 is equal to pi by 2 plus epsilon 1. And we have two displacement x1 and x2. Now we are going to find the resultant. Okay. So resultant, we know that it is sum of the displacement because these two harmonic motions are in the same direction and of equal period time. So we are going to add these two displacement, right? So resultant displacement x is equal to sum of the simple harmonic displacements, that is x1 plus x2. So x1 we know that it is a1 cos of root mu t plus epsilon 1, okay, plus a2 cos of root mu t plus epsilon 2. Okay, so we can use the cos formula. A1 cos of A plus B is equal to cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So it will be cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Okay. The next part A2 into cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So you can multiply these terms inside so that it will be A1 cos root mu t cos epsilon 1 minus A1 sin root mu t sin epsilon 1 plus A2 cos root mu t cos epsilon 2 minus A2 sin root mu t sin epsilon 2. So we can write in the combination of cos mu t because cos mu t is common in these two terms. So when I take outside it will be cos root mu t into a1 cos epsilon 1 plus a2 cos epsilon 2. Okay. Similarly, in the cross mark two terms, sin root mu t is common and negative is also common. So we can take that outside. So minus sin root mu t, sin root mu t, the remaining term a1 sin epsilon 1 plus a2 sin epsilon 2. Okay. So look at this. These are in terms of cos and these are in terms of sine. So I can take this as capital A, cos epsilon. So let mark it as we already have fourth equation. So mark this as equation as the fifth one. And let capital A cos epsilon is equal to A1 cos epsilon 1 plus A2 cos epsilon 2. Similarly, capital A sin epsilon is equal to A1 sin epsilon 1 plus A2 sin epsilon 2. So mark it as equation 6 and 7. So from 6 and 7 we can write the fifth equation as, okay, the fifth equation can be converted as x is equal to capital A cos root mu t into cos epsilon plus capital A into, it is not plus, actually it is minus capital A into sine root mu t into sine epsilon. Okay, so this is what we have derived as x, but now we are going to find the capital A value and tan epsilon, so that we can find the epsilon value also. So how will you find the capital A value? It is very simple. Look at the 6th and 7th equation. They are in terms of cos and sine. When you make a square of it and if you add, you will get cos square epsilon plus sine square epsilon. Finally, you can derive that as A. Okay, so 6 square plus the 7th equation square will gives you A square cos square epsilon plus A square sine square epsilon. It will be equal to, so it is addition of two terms, so you have to write the whole square. So it will be A1 cos square epsilon 1 plus A2 cos square epsilon 2 plus 2A1 A2 cos epsilon 1 cos epsilon 2. Similarly, for the 7th square, it will be A1 square, actually it is square, so we are making square. A1 square sine square epsilon 1 plus A2 square cos square epsilon 2 plus 2A1 A2 sine epsilon 1 sine epsilon 2. Okay, so when you make a combination of these two terms, okay, so it is A1 cos square epsilon 1, A1 cos sine square epsilon 1. When you add these two terms, you will get A1 square, right? Because sine square epsilon 1 cos square epsilon 1 will be 1 plus A2 square, because sine square epsilon 2 cos square epsilon 2 will be 1. Sorry, it is actually sine square epsilon 2 sine square. And if you add these two terms, 2A1 A2 is common, remaining you'll get cos epsilon 1 cos epsilon 2 plus sine epsilon 1 sine epsilon 2. So see, it is cos epsilon 1 cos epsilon 2 plus sine epsilon 1 sine epsilon 2. So it is in addition. So it is the form, you can derive the formula cos of A minus B, right? So when you add these two terms, right, it will be A square is common and cos square epsilon plus sine square epsilon, you will get A square. So your capital A square is equal to this term. So you can write this term as cos epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2, right? So we'll get capital A square equal to A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 into cos of epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2. Okay, so we know A1 square A2 square also have some relationship by the equation 4. So by equation 3 we know that A2 is equal to 2A1, and by equation 4 epsilon 2 is equal to pi by 2 plus epsilon 1. Okay, so we are going to substitute these two. So A1 square will be A1 square around. So A1 square plus A2 square can be written as 2A1 the whole square plus 2A1 A2 cos of epsilon 1 is there minus epsilon 2 can be written as pi by 2 plus epsilon 1, right? So this will be A1 square plus 2 square will be 4. A1 square is A1 square plus 2A1 A2 and it will be cos of epsilon 1 minus pi by 2 minus epsilon 1. So this plus epsilon minus epsilon will get cancelled, and a1 square plus 4a1 square will be 5a1 square plus 2a1 a2, and cos of minus theta equal to cos theta. So it will be cos 90 degree, and we know that cos 90 degree is 0. So it will be 5a1 square, where capital A square is nothing but the amplitude square. So capital A is equal to root 5 into a1, that is root 5 into amplitude of the first motion. Okay, we proved the first part, right? They ask you to prove that the resultant amplitude is equal to root 5 into the amplitude of the first motion, right? The next part, they ask you to prove that the phase difference is equal to tan inverse of 2 by 2 pi. So that is what we are going to do. So the fifth equation and sixth equation, they have the sixth and seventh equation having the relationship between sine epsilon and cos epsilon. So we are going to divide that too. So we'll derive in terms of tan, right? Because the answer is in terms of tan, so we have to convert that in terms of tan. So sixth one, seventh one. So sine by cos will gives you tan. So 7 divided by 6. Equation 7 divided by 6. So seventh equation can be written as a sine epsilon, a1 sine epsilon 1 plus a2 sine epsilon 2 divided by a cos epsilon is equal to a1 cos epsilon 1 plus a2 cos epsilon 2. So a will get cancelled. So it will be tan epsilon, which is equal to a1. So everything we can convert that in terms of a1, because we know that a2 is equal to 2a1. So it will be a1 sine epsilon 1 plus a2 can be written as 2a1 sine of epsilon 2 can be written as pi by 2 plus epsilon 1 divided by a1 cos epsilon 1 plus 2a1 cos of pi by 2 plus epsilon 1. Terms a1 is common, so that you can take outside. So a1 into sine epsilon 1 plus 2 into sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 plus theta is nothing but cos theta. So it will be 2 into cos epsilon 1. Okay. Similarly, divided by a1 is common, so that you can take outside. A1 into cos epsilon 1 plus 2 into cos of pi by 2 plus theta is nothing but minus sine theta. So minus sine epsilon 1. Okay, this is what we have derived. A1 and A1 will get cancelled, so that you can cancel out these things. So it will be sine epsilon by cos epsilon is equal to sine epsilon 1 plus 2 into cos epsilon 1 divided by cos epsilon 1 minus 2 into sine epsilon 1. You can cross multiply these two terms, so it will be cos epsilon 1 sine epsilon minus 2 sine epsilon 1 sine epsilon equal to cos epsilon sine epsilon 1 plus 2 into cos epsilon 1. Okay, so when you compare these two terms together, and you can combine the remaining terms together, it will be cos epsilon 1 sine epsilon minus cos epsilon sine epsilon 1, which is equal to 2. So 2 is common, you can take that outside, and when this negative sin epsilon 1 sin epsilon go to that side, that will be positive. So it will be 2 into cos epsilon 1 plus sin epsilon 1. So look at this, these are a formula of sin and cos. So this can be written as sin of a minus b, so sin of epsilon minus epsilon 1, which is equal to 2 into cos of a minus b, so epsilon minus epsilon 1. We are in need of tan, so it will be sin of epsilon minus epsilon 1 divided by cos of epsilon minus epsilon 1, which is equal to 2. So sin and cos will gives you tan. So tan of epsilon minus epsilon 1 is equal to 2. So epsilon minus epsilon 1 is equal to tan inverse of 2. So we can multiply and divide it with root mu. So it will be root mu and root mu. Okay, it will not change the value, and you can multiply and divide it with 2 pi also. It will also not change the value, and you can combine these two terms together, right? So it will gives you tan inverse of 2 by 2 pi into 2 pi by root mu, which is equal to epsilon minus epsilon 1 divided by root mu. It is nothing but phase. So your phase is equal to tan inverse of 2 divided by 2 pi times of the period, right? This is the formula of period, right? So it is tan inverse of 2 divided by 2 pi times of the period. Okay students, I'll meet you in the next video lecture with some other topic. Thank you.